Welcome to the grand finals of the Alpha X Junior Championship Season 3, spawning in the top right. It is our red Protoss player, playing for Project Hive and Poland. This is PAPI. And spawning in the bottom left with the quick pool, it's our blue Zerg for Project Hive in Germany. This is Ghosti. Now, this is not an overwhelming surprise here. Ghosti playing rather aggressive against PAPI in the opening games. And of course on Beckett Industries. Beckett Industries is a bit of... I hate to call it a meme map, but it is very, very small. I mean, okay. The Zerglings have now left the main base. Let's see how long it takes for them to get to the other side of the map. 10 seconds tops. Slowlings. Welcome. They're here. Island on the outer edge. Oh, just enough to make time for the Zealot. One Zergling does make it in here, but not going to be able to combat the Zealot. In fact, the second Zealot's going to pop out here, but right as additional Lings find their way in, is it going to be able to get the kill? No! 4! 10 Lings for the cost of 2 probes. Wow, what an engagement there. Third base gonna go down already for PAPI. Just kidding. The biggest JK of my life. That kind of transitions us into a normal-ish looking game. Having all of these units here though is gonna be a bit scary. Oh, it doesn't finish. No, Shade not finished. But this is kind of a scary position to play from. Having both of these Zealots in the fold, attacking the Queens. The Zerglings are just going to get on top of the Adepts, and the Adepts wedge themselves back, but also, oh, I was gonna say PAPI not attacking. That could have been a bit stronger, but you know what? All is fair in StarCraft and War. Also, I didn't get a chance to mention this, but DeathComp, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime resubscription. 1 year! 1 year. It's amazing. PAPI's going to come out with an Oracle to start and throws down a robotics facility back behind it as well. Now, Ghosti has not gone into any Zergling speed at this point. In fact, he's still gasless. Oh, wait, that's a lie. He's not gasless. Just picked up the gas. A couple of kills is not going to be an overwhelming amount here. Twilight Council on the backside of this timing could easily go into an Adept timing, and I think that's going to be the case here. Are we going to see Resonating Glaives? Research. No? Yes? No? No? Okay, there's going to be Warp Gate. That's fine. Or a Warp Prism, rather. But it is going to be additional Adepts, as those continue to be a part of the procs. Ooh. going to get into Templar Archives, so we're going to have Archons. This is more of a standard opening here. But the Roach Warren is majorly delayed. The creep spread is majorly delayed. Adepts should be able to find some decent damage here, especially since, like, where are the queens? The queens are nowhere to be found. There are only 5 lings, and they're all slow. So 6 drones, 7 drones, 9. One more? No, just 9. It's gonna be Archons as well. There are still no roaches. Oh, this is scary. This is spooky scary moment here. But engaging the queens could be a bit of a folly if he's not careful. That's going to buy enough time to get roaches out here. So PAPI, happy to secure his 3rd base. We'll be able to rotate around and continue placing down aggression wherever it needs to go. Queen's coming across? Oh yeah, they are. This is a scary walk right here. I think PAPI needs to sense that this is in fact coming. Yeah, he's got to realize that there is not much here to deal with this. Oh, and now he's going to have a sense. Is he going to get the recall? No. Yeah, he will finally. But there's not enough here to stop a walk. Ooh, couple of immortals. That's actually rather helpful. Losing one of the Archons almost immediately, though. The probes are going to have to get pulled off of the line here. Ghosty has way too much to try and lock this in. Some additional warp into 3rd immortal. PAPI getting in an admirable hold, though. Loses the warp prison. That means the juggling is officially done. The slow zealots continuing to whittle away. It did cost 17 workers, though. I'm not sure. I think PAPI just manages to hold on by the skin of his teeth. That door is wide open. That door is wide open. That door is wide open. Oh, the Zerglings. Oh, the Zerglings. Only now is a lair happening. So the push was effective, but not quite enough. I think PAPI is in a good spot to try and hold this back. 49 to 24. Ghosti is going to be caught in between a rock and a hard place here. Having additional Archons is going to be very, very helpful. The addition of charge is going to be so valuable as well. I think +1 finishing and a charge timing is going to make this very difficult to deal with. Very, very aggressive warp-ins here. Archons are going to be very overwhelming. They will do a really nice job of getting on top of the Ravager count. This base should just get tapped down. Yeah, one last little bloop. The Archons just shred those broodlings. Not even a concern. Biles will be nice. Does Ghosty have enough? Hey, charge is now finished. Not that many charge laps here, though. Good dodges so far. Zealot's going to try and get down into the 3rd mineral line. Ooh, great positioning here. Glue Reconstitution is allowed to finish. That's going to be helpful. It's not going to be overwhelming. Barriers get popped on 2 of those those Immortals. Additional sentries getting brought in here. PAPI just slow walking this push, not overcommitting, not trying to YOLO in. I think a big moment here will be the additional warp in of these Zealots. Ghosti, though, has the supply advantage. If he can wedge them off, though, that would be really, really wise and helpful. He's going to be able to get some good engagements here, but losing one of those Archons is really kind of a tough situation here to try and deal with. These Rojan and Ravagers are going to try and push forward onto the creep, and this is the moment here. 11 of those drones did go down, so Ghosti has to make something happen right now. Otherwise, he's just going to have to tap out of this game. All of those valuable units do get picked off. The Warp Prism almost picked up. 11 workers have gone down, but this base has not been defended as of yet. One Zergling working away at the 4th base is not going to be enough. All of the Zealots are going to get picked up as well off of the recall. And PAPI showing Ghosti what a good push looks like. Oh, Ghosti has to find a way to respond. Does he have the means to make it happen here? So many units here. Ghosti still does have the army advantage here, just by a little, just by the lowest amount of air. Every time those Zealots charge forward, it makes things very, very close to disaster. The additional warpins, though, are going to start catching up with Ghosti. PAPI has a better economy. He's going to be able to keep that secure. Oh no, the addition of a Void Ray! That's it. Void Rays. Void Ray won this game. You saw it here first, folks. Saw it here first. The Void Ray wins the engagement. Game number 1 goes to our Red Protoss player, PAPI, in this best of 7. So this is going to be the most standard of standard openers between these two players. So now every map pick here in the series is the loser's pick. So Ghosti picking Juggernaut. Feeling really confident about this being a Zerg favored map. Question will be, what does Ghosti want to do to take advantage of this power? Could be a Stargate opener here for PAPI. PAPI saying that he preferred to play into macro games is a bit of a telling situation, especially in the realm of just where ZVP currently resides. And there's a lot of power in Protoss play right now in the PVZ. Of course, with this unit right there, the Void Ray. But it's creating a really nice progression of builds for Protoss players. I mean, he can continue to go into air units as it sits right now. He can transition into just a nice little bit of ground. Seems like in this game, PAPI's going to choose to follow this up with an Oracle. Double Oracle here behind the Void Ray is not really uncommon. This is uncommon, though. Pre-4 minute third base. But it seems like Ghosti's going to take advantage of maybe an aggressive push here. Getting +1 melee. Second Stargate. So the +1 melee could be really, really positive. Especially if... Sorry. Something went down my wood pipe. Actually, one moment, please. Okay, I'm back. I'm not dying, don't worry. But I was not happy for a moment. Okay, so what I was going to say. There's a lot of good opportunity here if Ghosti wants to try and go for +1 links. He could overwhelm this third base location, especially with Banelings. Telling sign, he's not going into a lair just yet. He's picking up the gases for probably a really strong +1 Ling Bane. So now instead, he's going to pick up that 4th base. There's a Twilight Council Forge behind this. He's cranking out. He's cranking out 2x2. Oh yeah, you gotta get charge. Silly me. I love this. Let's just go for a little spin for a moment. Okay, here come the Ling Bane. Now, this 4th base is going to, I think it's actually just going to be killed. Baneling going to come in at the wall. Good situation here for Ghosti, but PAPI doesn't get the base. PAPI doesn't get the base. PAPI does not get the base. That is that's a scary amount of damage here. 12 of those probes are going to end up falling here. Additional Lings are going to come streaming across the map. I wouldn't be surprised to see those pop over there, but instead it is just going to be into the main and the natural. All right, additional Banelings. Where are those going to go? Over to the next mineral line. Wonders cannot be everywhere. We are learning this very, very quickly here. Banelings, bombus! Our good friend Loco would say. And now Ghosti should. Oh, I'm surprised Ghosti didn't try and just overwhelm that. PAPI, are you looking? Are you looking at it? PAPI's not looking at it. $38 drones. 38 drones for 54 Lings. I would say that that's probably a game-ending maneuver. Yeah, 117 to 86. The 4th base not going down. If this 4th base gets killed, this maybe becomes a winnable scenario, but losing out on the cyber core is going to be really big damage. Keeping these Lings on the opposite side of the map means that Void Rays are not going to be able to get across. There are additional Lings back at home. The lair is now just finally setting up. Now we're going to get Hydras. This was a very, very overwhelming push. Yeah, look at this situation here, locking in a sizable economic lead. Question is now, can Ghosti capitalize on a power spike here? Doesn't really have anything to deal with the Void Rays just yet. The follow-up is going to be additional army units. Oh, Zerglings are going to go psych. Or is this going to be too much for Ghosti to really, really deal with here? Ghosti's got the supply advantage, but not the army advantage. Oh, just immediately killing that. That hatchery was not born for this world. All right, Queens with the transfuses. First round of transfuses. Hey, interesting fact about Banelings. Banelings cannot hit They just cannot hit Void Rays. It's crazy. Ooh, picking off. Oh, this is great. Great splitting here. I mean, he might just kind of waste him, actually. 179 to 121, though. Yeah, now that there are queens and hydras, this becomes a lot more difficult for PAPI to really deal with. Okay, Zerg players, take note. This is how you win. Although, admittedly, PAPI building ground units in 2021, risky business. Storm's not done. Storm's not done. These banelings can connect. Oh! There's too many. Too many Archons. Psych! Not anymore. Hey, Hydra should be able to get additional work done, but the knitting crew is on their way. They've been brought to the fight. PAPI didn't realize what he was getting himself into. Zerglings are going to get up into the front here. That's going to soak up just enough DPS for the Hydras and the Queens to do their thing. Ling's going to come in from the right-hand side here. Oh, that's going to be a full cleanup here. PAPI's not going to have enough to deal with this. The Immortal's going to go down. The Immortal wasn't going to have many targets to attack anyways, and Ghosti evens up this series 1-1 in this best-of-7 here. Season 3 Grand Finals. There is a map that allows melee units to hit air. Yeah, I think that was a part of Creighton Olsen's Mapper's Delight, right? If I remember correctly. Banelings need a wider explosion. That way it can reach high enough to damage air units. You know what? I think that would be totally fine too. Like, it doesn't do as much. Maybe it does like 60%. Okay, here we go. Speculate with me. Hive tech upgrade out of the Baneling nest. Banelings can explode and deal 70% of their damage to air units within the appropriate splash range. You think Banes hitting air would be perfectly fair, but when they jump in the air, they don't hit ground? Now we're thinking. Now we're thinking. Man, what if there was just a unit that acted like air Banelings? Man, have we ever had that in Zerg before? I mean, obviously I'm kidding. Just bring back Scourge. Bring it back. All right, Void Ray. Once again, back at it again at the Krispy Kreme. Third base. Gonna be plopped down kind of early once again here. Actually, the Void Ray might just be far enough away that it cannot defend this. Oh, it was gonna be close. I think if Ghosti had stayed on it, he might have dealt just enough. But a lot of air support here. this Oracle will find a fair amount of damage. And by fair amount, I mean the 2 lings it killed across the map. Back at home. There is a robotics facility alongside another Stargate, so PAPI will continue to embrace the power of Void Rays here. Just bring back Dragoons and Reavers while you're at it. I don't know. So it looks like PAPI is going to do the same thing he did in game number 2. Build up to a 5 or 6 Void Ray count. And then just pop into a ground army. So Ghosti is a response is going to put down a Spire. It's interesting. Kind of seems like he's just grabbing every tech he can get right now. He's got a Roach Warren. He's got a Baneling Nest. But this is shaping up to be a bit of a timing attack right now. Not really having that many units on the opposite side of the map is kind of crucial, but how is he going to deal with the Void Rays in his base? I think those are just going to ultimately get brought back home. Would be my guess. This is not a great engagement here for Ghosti. Here comes the army follow-up for PAPI. Keeping this easy like he did in game number 2. I don't know how I feel about this for Ghosti, though. Surprise mutas against Archon and what will inevitably be Phoenix. Phoenix are already on the way. They will begin their reign of tyranny here soon. I don't know. I don't know how I feel here. Ghosti is getting a decent amount of damage done, though. But does he have a lot to deal with what's coming in across the map? It seems like he does. The Archons are not going to be not going to be able to push forward here. They've been rather dealt with. One of those Archons dangerously low here. Oh, but the mutas do not want to engage those. Now that there are Phoenix out, the Phoenix should be able to clean most of this up. Wow, a bit of a scrappy back and forth between these two players here. Additional Phoenix on the production tab alongside Roaches as well. Again, this is just kind of, it's like a potpourri build. +1 flyer attack, just about to finish up. This base is dead. This 5th base was ambitious at best. Zerglings are going to try and put some damage down at the 4th base location. The additional mutas, though, in large enough numbers, can trade out against the Phoenix, but the Phoenix have to set up. breaking down the rocks here. PAPI, much better situation here, army-wise. 85 workers, though, for Ghosti. So Ghosti can afford to trade out some of these armies that are going to be a bit more, maybe cost inefficient. Ravager Lingbane Queen. It's going to be the topic du jour, and it will be accompanied by a run by. Oh yeah, picks off one queen. This is going to force the engagement here. The Banelings almost exclusively run into Archons. That is not the way that you want to start this engagement here. Those Archons will eat Banelings forever, forever and ever and ever. Picking off that fourth base, though. PAPI with a great trade here. Does not really lose that much, and he's just going to overpower all of these units. Oh, I'm starting to think that this is going to be not a great experience here for Ghosti. Ghosti does not want to take this engagement here. There's way too much on the ground for Ghosti. Yeah, where are all the Banelings? The Banelings are going to just crash on in to Archons. Oh no, they don't really connect with many of the Zealots here. Ghosti not getting the exchange that he wants to there. Picking a Phoenix out of the sky with a bile is just the smallest amount of consolation. Warp Prism in the background should be able to do additional warp-ins, but this main army now can go relatively unchecked. There's only 4 Banelings on the production tab. This base should just get sneezed on. Yeah, there it goes. Warp Prism. Warp Prism disappeared on us. There it is. Yeah, this base gets shut down here. It does get sniped in the end, but PAPI with an overwhelming push. Great defense on the back end. 2-1, PAPI in this best of 7. Well played. Workers should be classified as civilian and therefore protected by the Geneva Convention. I want to tell you a secret about StarCraft. I don't think they have a Geneva on Blackburn. Oh, they have an EPM meter though. Press the wrong button. So, unless they can also form the Blackburn Convention, I think your idea is good, but inexecutable. You're not a civilian if you bring minerals and gas to the enemy. You're fair game. I mean, that's also fair. I mean, these are actively trying to make this Nexus blinky, 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 blink. And you all know like where that goes. Like first it's blinking Nexus, Nexi, then it's like glowing orbs, orb. Where does it stop? Chat's wild in today. Guys, we have 69 viewers right now. Nice, 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 nice. All right, Stargate in the back. Back of the main. It's going to get scouted, though. I don't think there's anything to stop this. So, full scout. Incoming. PAPI is 6.2K. All right. I was incorrect in my assertion. Look at PAPI out here with his potentially proxy probe. Wowza. It's subliminal messaging. Oh, this is gonna be Dark Shrine. Dark Shrine, let's go. Let's go, DTs. Oh, this is like just straight up gonna be spooky. If a DT Shrine goes down here. What? He just wedged this guy in. Hello, I have questions. I have many questions right now. Mostly, it's just gonna be resonating glaives. This was supposed to be the greatest DT shrine proxy of all time, maybe ever. But instead, it's just gonna be a good proxy glaives. All right, so 3 gate? No, 4 gate. I was thinking it was going to be 4 gate. The Nexus is a ploy. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Nexus get canceled once Resonating Glaives is done. We've got 3 gates down, 4th gateway on the way. PAPI should do a proxy mothership core all in. Oh man, who misses the mothership core? All right, mods, anyone that just raised their hand, get them. Get them out of here. Oh, now it's 74. Hilarious. Is he gonna let this finish? Yeah, guess so. Guess he's not hurting for the minerals. All right, here it comes. Oh yeah, this is not gonna feel good. This is not gonna feel good if you're Ghosti. Ghosti right now currently does not have any roaches. He is rocking. Well, actually, what will be +1 melee, but killing this 4th base is a bit damaging. I don't know if there's a way to keep this base alive there. Especially now that +1 is complete. That makes these bad boys. Oh, actually, cancels the 4th, kills the 3rd. Is going to get a full defend here. More Zerglings coming across, though. This is where things start to fall apart, unfortunately. Because even +1 Zerglings deal not super efficiently with the Adepts. Now, he will get the base. So the base ends up going down. Actually evens it out. It's to keep the probes safe. Of course, of course. It's not safe! It's not safe! It was never safe! What a perfect timing. Alright, Ghosti up into Hydraling Bane. He has weathered the storm here initially. Losing 3rd and 4th bases, though, is kind of rough. So ultimately, he will have to find a way to recover from that. Especially up against what will become a very strong push by PAPI. Ooh, this is actually a bit of a scary ploy right now. That's going to be a potentially canceled base. I think it's probable that. I mean, how does PAPI deal with this? Yeah, PAPI's got to go back home. He's already lost 9 probes. And those 1/1 or the +1 lings are just brutal. You almost have to keep the Void Ray back at home just for the explicit defense of this 3rd base. But losing 9 workers is a nice exchange. That's going to help Ghosti stay in this game. He does have a 4th base. He does have his 3rd base back up and running. Ghosti. All right, Ghosti. Sticking with it. Okay, Baneling's going to try and come on in. Are they going to be able to find anything? Not today. Not today, they won't. This could get a Mega Warp in as a follow-up response here. Just gonna pick them up. 11, 12. 12 drones, 13 drones. A great amount of damage. 14, 15, 16. Where? Where? I'm not finding it. It's not up here. Look, I keep looking everywhere. Wow, 18 of those drones end up going down. So PAPI equalizes it once again. But Ghosti is starting to expand very rapidly here, picking up that 5th base at the gold mineral patches. Additional ground units being brought into the fray here. 2 Colossi, additional gateway. Hydraling Bane. Still pretty good. Surprising how well that works out here in 2021. So I remember when every Zerg player was using that, like, what, 2018, 2019? Very, very confidently. Additional lings do get killed off here at that gold mineral patch. Oh, it's a bit unfortunate. But now it should be fine. Clear Reconstitution. Finishing up here alongside Muscular Augments. So this Hydraling Bane will actually have some potency out on the map and not just at home on creep. That is a lot of units. They're going to try and get out onto the map once again. Yeah, those Colossi are actually just going to be able to pick this base off without even really getting aggressed upon. Banelings are helpful, though. This one defensive Colossus. I love it. You're going to need a lot more than that, though, PAPI. See what happens here. Oh, actually, that could have been a lot worse. I think it's still going to clean everything up, but that could have gone much, much, much worse. 24 probes end up getting killed. So what can PAPI do across the map here? He does have an army advantage, and he should be able to own this ramp. Oh, the ramp is actually really, really good here. Gets good force fields all the way around this army, and that's going to allow the Colossus to continue dealing some damage from afar. The Baneling count is still rather high, though. 31 Bane. This is a scary amount. Giant blinks backwards here to try and keep those alive. And a great pickup by the Warp Prism as well. But Ghosti's getting a really good defense here. He's been able to hold this down. PAPI has lost all of his workers. If he loses these units, he doesn't have a great way to replenish them. And I think that with this Warp Prism getting picked off, that should be the end of it. Ghosti evens up the series once again. What a back and forth day. We're on track to play every single game. Every single one. 2-2 is the series count and is best of 7. So oracles. I mean, this is not current meta. But we do have a third base already secured here. Gosh, these third bases just get earlier and earlier for PAPI. This is a pretty decent Queen Walk map, though. What a good grab. +1 melee going to be coming in once again. I think that is a-okay. However, PAPI going to go right into his ground army once again. It does not appear to be additional. Oh, those are just going to get lasered down. 4, and they're in a pretty decent shape here. Not a whole lot of hull damage. But there doesn't appear to be any additional air units back behind this. It's just one Stargate immediately into additional gateway. Now that the Twilight Council is done, what will be coming out of it? Yeah, very quick fourth base here for Ghosti. I mean, more than anything, it's just going to be really good for additional larva once it comes around. The energy count still rather low, but I believe they can try and get in once again. Ghosti parking the queens in those mineral lines. That's a nice way to lock that down into place. Charge is going to be a good situation to play with as well. Seems like PAPI is going to respond to this as appropriately as he possibly can. Ghosti trying to wait as long as possible here for that +1 upgrade to finish. Are there any major units to deal with this? Here come Banelings. This could be scary, especially if those Banelings connect as this army is able to really wrap around it. Oh, those force fields almost good enough. Almost. They were good enough. Shield battery so good. Shield battery so good in that situation. Hydralisk Den is getting brought in, and PAPI hangs on to a lot of the valuable parts of this army. Now, fourth base is going to be put down as a response, and I think that's wise. Did not take that much damage. Banelings tried rolling on in, but those did not find any follow-up damage. Those oracles are continuing to find good efficiency as they continue to be a nuisance. Now, Forge back behind this is going to make more energy happen here for PAPI's army. Should be able to get what he needs to really lock things in and make his pushes that much more powerful. Getting additional immortals is going to be helpful as well. Or Baneling Revise. Archon should be able to deal with those though. That's just going to shut those down entirely. It's good effort, though. Now Hydra's moving out off a creep. I mean, these Hydras don't have Hydra speed just yet, so they are going to be rather slow. Charge lots would just overwhelm this army. And stasis wards would make this very complicated as well. But it doesn't seem like Ghosti is ready to push out just yet. Just wanted to clear up the rocks. I think PAPI might be thinking about doing that himself. But it's good Hydra Ling Bane so far. Just a matter of whether or not these Lings can find any value, and they're not at this point. Psystorm is done. More banelings are going to work their way in. Great hold in defense on the right-hand side, but that is going to keep things up on the left-hand side. Those Zealots are going to be able to find those, so that should give PAPI enough time to respond. I think, yeah, he's just going to try and send as much over here as he possibly can. Oh, and he's going to snap some of that army up. He gets a wraparound of the additional as well. And he's going to have a drop to deal with here in the main base. PAPI finding a lot of damage here. He actually kills off this building here. I'm not exactly sure what that was. But that +1 Zergling count not dealing so hot against the Zealots of PAPI. PAPI finding a lot of good damage here. Not a lot of economic damage, but I believe he stopped a Spire. Hive is also on the way. A lair is also on the way. I guess he didn't feel confident that he was going to be able to survive that push. It's stormy weather, not just in Iowa, but everywhere as well. Fourth base does go down. Archons are going to go rather unchecked at this point. Most of the army's over here trying to work away on the Immortals. One Immortal's going to get picked off. The second Immortal's going to go down as well. But it's just a consistent amount of damage here up in the main base. I think this might get stopped, but hope those units Amu. The Spire continues to be the play of choice for Ghosti. PAPI's in a wonderful spot right now. 109 to 74. PAPI's gotten a really good amount of damage here into the main. It's going to pull those queens back almost indefinitely because he can't afford to lose more tech. Where are these Archons at for shields? I almost am surprised that we haven't seen a shield upgrade. This is what I'm not surprised to see. A fleet beacon? A fleet beacon, huh? PAPI, I thought you were better than that. Building the OP units. How dare you? Alright. I think PAPI's in a position where he could just pull this army forward. I don't know that there's really that much here. Adrenal glands just about to finish up. All of the banelings, all of them, every single baneling gets picked up here. So yes, the High Templar are off, but now there's just nothing to stop this overwhelming force. Because that Hydra force looks nice, but the moment that the Archons get within striking distance, they'll just melt. And then here comes a run by PAPI, 188 to 143. Oh, I mean, PAPI's making this a sporting chance out of it. Maybe just trying to buy some opportunity here. Also buying time for the charge lots to get worked in. I'm a bit surprised here. I think PAPI could have pushed that down. Here come the carriers for the win. The adrenalings are good, but they're not gonna be that good, unfortunately. Now, carriers in this small number are not quite enough. Oh, storm? No storm just yet. There goes one. additional... Oh my gosh, that's so many zealots. PAPI is playing this so slow and cautiously. 14 workers have gone down. That's an entire mineral line. Here's another base that's dead. I mean, yeah, these units can just wrap in from behind. Okay, yep, PAPI's just got to turn. Once those Hydras go down, it's all over, and PAPI finds himself on match point here in this best of 7. 15 minutes on 2,000 atmospheres. 1 win away from a Season 3 championship. I think the ball is kind of in PAPI's court right now. He's really made some strong gameplay decisions here. He just needs to lean into whatever Ghosti throws him one more time. But if you're Ghosti, how do you proceed? How do you proceed in this game? Ghosti really was strong with his timing attacks in game number 2. And admittedly, game number 4, I think Ghosti leaned into a little bit of luck on his side. But you know what? Luck is a part of the game. Fortunate engagements are a valuable part of StarCraft, and we appreciate that a lot. So we are going back to a Void Ray opening here in game number 6. For the Twilight Council. At the same time, there's no way that that Zergling saw that, right?
Your forces are under attack.
Do we see any proxies? No. No proxies on the map. PAPI. 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 PAPI is boiling up a little bit of a 4K all in here. It's going to be Glaive Adept timing against +1 Lings again. Well, that ends up being an okay exchange for PAPI. He holds on to that base. But it's delayed lair once again by Ghosti, which could still be fine. Baneling Nest is rather late this time around as well. Will these Zerglings spot the move out here? Yes, absolutely. What's back at home? Nothing. Nothing. There is nothing. There is nothing. There is nothing. There's only sadness. There's only sadness. Guys, 3 Lings. 3 Lings. There is only sadness back at home. I mean, these queens aren't going to do enough. Oh, 10 workers. And the run around of the Sentry here. Should be able to snap those down. Always got to be careful, though. I mean, he's got 12 worker kills. He can afford a little bit of inefficiency, but Ghosti was unprepared for that. Banelings now will arrive, and with it, 18 workers get trimmed off the top. 57 to 41 worker count right now. That giant spike down. A rough situation here for Ghosti, but Ghosti's not down and out of it just yet. He does have a lair. He's able to pick up his +2 melee. Wants to continue playing with his Ling Bane aggression. Because now I guess the question is, what's the follow-up here for? PAPI? PAPI doesn't have that much. Oh, he's just weaseling all of his stuff into the back corner here. Ghosti has a significant army advantage over his opponent, but it's the 68 workers that is a bit scary. Ghosti's not all in by any stretch of the imagination. He's got a 4th base. He didn't lose any of his bases in the process of that whole engagement. Losing an immortal, though, that would be an unfortunate loss for PAPI. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Ghosti's got way too much here now. So many lings. This is a wild state of affairs. 20 drones have gone down. I don't even know what to say. 20 probes end up going down. Yeah, it's just continued ling flood across the map. There's going to be Psystorm coming out of the Templar archives, but will that be enough to help mitigate this damage here? I wouldn't be surprised to see some of these Banelings, some of these lings start going into Banes. And these lings are just going to get so much damage done. They won't be able to push up into the natural, and that's where PAPI is going to be very grateful. But PAPI is now on a very rough economical stance here. He's down 23 probes on that push. He is going up against an opponent that has 4 bases worth of production. And these lings are going to jump on top of the Archons at a super advantageous time. And we'll be able to cancel this 3rd base. That's impressive. That is an impressive back and forth. Oh, he's gonna catch the probes! Who's gonna catch them? Oh, it doesn't really damage them. What? That's stunning. Bit surprised. All right, so Hydras are going to be added into this mixture very, very soon. This is a scary army, but is this the kind of army that PAPI can sustain? I think so, but the fact that he didn't have charge, and he's gonna lose one of these Archons off the head. Ooh. This is a very, very slow moving army, all things considered. Things are going to work their way into the 3rd base once again. A little bit of Fight Club happening. Charge not being done is a bit of an oversight. It's a beautiful concave here. PAPI does delicately just walk it back, but I think Ghosti's just going to be able to overwhelm this army. There's not that much here to stop the onslaught. Game number 7. It's taken everything. We're going to go to Lightshade for our final map of the day. Well played. All right, I was even thinking Like, what if we would have gotten a proxy? What if we would have gotten a proxy hatch? That would have been wild. He puts the cybernetics core out front. Oh, PAPI, that's a mistake. PAPI, why wouldn't you put the cyber core right here? Why wouldn't you put that there? Oh, I guess it's easier to protect. That makes sense. I don't think about it the right way. I think about it the wrong way. That's a lot of links. The Ling Flood just... Ling Flood's just gonna go back home. I mean, that's pretty smart, honestly. You don't want to lose the Lings at this point. And if you can do anything that you can possibly try to lock in... to lock in a protection and prevent your opponent from being able to get across the map, ends up being a pretty good thing. But instead, PAPI's just going to be able to get in and get a free scout. Look at that. Feels good, man. Rushi calling 12 pool first. It is pool first. Like, there's nothing wrong with my statement. You guys can see it to 12 pool. I don't have to water this down and explain it for you. Okay. So finding the Void Ray opening is good. It's a good situation. It's another early Nexus once again. Twilight Council and Forge follow-up. So PAPI is more than likely going to keep this ground-oriented once again. He hasn't really gone too hard or heavy into air toss production, which admittedly is a bit surprising in a ZVP. So many times we see the overwhelming Void Ray count leading into carrier production, but not the case here by PAPI. Instead, he's just going to opt to try and keep that Void Ray back at home. Oh, is he going to be able to pop that Oracle? He will. That's a great snag. The Queen's already walking? Oh, this is so early for a Queen push. And PAPI's going to scout it almost immediately. Oh. Here go the cannons and the shield batteries. This is actually unfortunate scouting here for Ghosti. PAPI's going to see this super early on. and he is going to be able to deflect this as long as humanly possible, because the queens, anytime they attack, they're not moving. Look, they stop. They need to be walking. Those queens were made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. Okay, enough Ravagers here to be able to bile down on the cannons. If he can make that happen, he should. Oh, I think he could have just tried to bile all of those down. The shield battery overcharge has already been popped, and that is not a good situation here. Some great feedbacks on those queens. The probes have been pulled off of the line. This is a scary moment here. Ghosti with 100 supply. Can he do this? It's going to take 12 of those probes going down to finish this off, but there is nothing really to deal with these queens. There aren't as many transfuses available, but I don't know that there's going to be the need for as many. Continued aggression coming on in here. PAPI, can he hold? I don't know if he can. The last Void Ray falls. 3 queens remain. There is a couple of immortals trying their hardest to knock things down. There are units streaming across the map. Ghosti, I think, has done it. He's up double the worker count. He's gonna pick off those valuable units. This third base is exposed, but the third base is not his ultimate target. It will be the natural. Oh, that's the last shield battery. Now the Cyber Core is going to be exposed here. That Cyber Core going down means that it is only going to be Zealot production at this point, and there is charge. Charge is still going to be useful. There is one pylon here, but PAPI slowly losing out. Ghosti has plenty of supply. The League of Legends champion, has he done it? Has he finally made it happen? One final shield battery overcharge here to keep the final Archon alive. There are plenty of Ravagers here, but drawing those units out as far out as humanly possible. And the shield battery overcharge is now complete. Does he have enough to close this out? He has a bank behind this. But now he has to settle? He has to settle for additional things? No, he's going to be able to pull these units out of position once that Archon goes. Oh, the Archon gets picked up last second. Those shields are so very, very low. He's not even going to get the third base. PAPI with the hold of the century? A fourth base has gone down. Holy cow. I mean, the worker counts are even. The army counts are very mismatched, but Ghosti doesn't have the means of stopping this. He lost his roach meat shield. Oh, wow. Ghosti not able to close this out just yet. PAPI hangs on for dear life. And he's going to be able to repopulate the worker. Wow, he actually takes the income advantage as well. This is insane. PAPI hangs on with just a sliver. He's not going to tap out just yet. He does have +1, which is noticeably keeping him in this game. But this is a quickly chaining itself into a bigger, badder situation. I mean, 155 to 115 is certainly not a great situation, but this is a very scary one. 101 to 64. This is possibly a very definitive moment for our red Protoss player, as he does go down further and further in his supply count. What are we looking at here? I mean, this army is scary. I mean, Ghosti's just been rallying everything across the map. He's got overlords there. He's got some roaches gonna go across to deal some additional damage. PAPI hangs on. Psystorm being sent in to the production tab. +2 weapons or missiles. Ghosty's just going to max out here and push. This might be enough, but he's got to engage correctly here. And I don't know if he's going to. He really needs a giant concave. He's got to attack on multiple different fronts here. The sentries are just going up to the top. Okay. Ghosty, did you miss your opportunity? No! He's gonna drop roaches. He's gonna drop roaches in. He sees that those are coming. He cannot afford to lose those overlords. Oh, he backs off just enough. Oh, the war person's gonna be able to chase him down though. Yeah, he's gonna have to drop those. He needs to. He needs to. Oh, now he's gonna try and get on top of the third base location. Oh no, Ghosty. Ghosty, Ghosty, Ghosty. This is Ghosty's game to lose right now. And just like that, the armies are dead even. What a game. What a game that we have unfolding in front of us. This is very, very crazy. I mean, Ghosty, if Ghosty can kill this Nexus, it's basically game over. I mean, that push that he just did would have been game ending. But because the Nexus is allowed to stand, and it's allowed to stand with all of its health, now suddenly we're having to force into different situations. Now there is lurkers being built here. The hive is already complete. We already have some tier 3 tech on the way. Adaptive talents being brought in. Just a matter of whether or not this army can be stopped. He's got to go hard on this fourth Nexus. He can't afford to let this Nexus finish, but now he's going to trade his entire army for it. This is really, really not a great situation. Ghosty down 98 to 134 army supply. PAPI's just gonna be able to come across the map. I don't know that PAPI can be stopped right now. Not even lurkers are going to be able to maneuver this well. Now those lurkers do have adaptive talent, so that is going to make them significantly faster. Is there observer in this army? Yes, there is one observer. He is just kind of doing his thing. Now it's just a game of zoning at this point. Here come the entirety of the lurkers. These units are just going to start slowly moving on forward here. The lurkers are not going to be able to be siegeable right here. It comes off the heels of so many worker kills, though, up on the top side of the map. 26 workers end up going down. This is devastating. Losing this base is a lose condition for Ghosty. Oh no. Additional damage is going to go down into the main. I don't know that Ghosty can afford to do anything about this. He just is being pulled every which way. Roaches are going to go into the third base location, and that's going to try and trade out a little bit more, but losing queens, losing workers. 44 workers have gone down, losing another base, losing this base, losing that base. Ghosty's now down to he's down to 2 workers mining plus gas. Now Ghosty does have the army advantage, but he has to go win now. He has to win right this second. This Nexus does get killed off, and that's helpful. But Ghosty has to win now. This is Ghosty's moment. He's not rebuilding any of these bases. He is only morphing in more lurkers, and that's all of the money that he has. Will lurkers win Ghosty this game? His Hydras aren't even fast. How did muscular augments get missed? Does that lose Oh no, they can't. They cannot dodge storms. Does that lose this game? No. Ghosty! Ghosty! Ghosty hangs on! He has the Vipers! Those are gonna pull the Immortals! Oh, you've gotta be kidding me! Ladies and gentlemen, your Season 3 champion! Snatching victory from the jaws of defeat and then putting it back in and pulling it out, and putting it in and pulling it out. Ghosty, 4-3 over PAPI. What a final game. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Make sure to click the subscribe button so you can catch more of my videos as they are released. If you want more Rushi content, feel free to find me on Twitch and Twitter. Thanks again, and see you in the next video.